patience you went on. Sure sound to feel that thing upon this tone. I'm ready for their tone. I'll dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands above my head, head, head. Like Jesus said, I'm gonna dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands above my head. Dance together, forget them before you stand me. I'll dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands. I'll dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands. I'll dance, 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 dance.
Let's go!
Oh my goodness, that is some serious energy. Talk about warm-up music. Okay. Here we go. Welcome everybody to Metaverse Monday. We are rocking season 2, episode 2, ways to create VRMs. I really am excited about this conversation today because we want to give a little something for everybody, a little edutainment, if you will. Hi, I'm CC, a Metaverse event planner, digital artist, world curator, and a One Metaverse advocate. My homeworld is spatial, but I found my tribe across multiple worlds in this crazy, beautiful Metaverse of ours. I'm also one of the Metaverse 3, a space dedicated to exploring new worlds every third Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make, how was your weekend? How are you doing?
Hey, Meta Bestie and all my friends going into Metaverse and the future. It was an amazing weekend. Again, Mom is still away, so it's been a bit of Lord of the Flies in the make house. But things were great. We started off Friday night with a great performance by our good friend Meta DJ, who absolutely crushed. In Decentraland, in our Beast family's home, the the disco ball done by Crypto Minotaur. Then we head out and did a double dip at the True Band Room. Crover, our buddy, came out and he went all night long for his show, the Saturday show, and we followed that up by Love Louie in the True Band Room on Sunday for the 1-year anniversary for Beast. So a lot going on in the Metaverse. Can't wait to tell you more. And hello, CK, Bubbles, and Rustan. We got goats in the building.
Yes, we do. But before we get to the goats, let's get to our wonderful guest co-host. We have OX Quan. If you don't know who Quan is, then you've been definitely under a rock, as I like to say. How are you doing today? How was your weekend?
Doing good, doing good. What's good, everybody? Happy Metaverse Monday. Um, Hope everybody's been doing good. We've been getting a lot of snow here recently, so it's been chill, to say the least, but I'm really excited to be here today. Let's get into it, dude. I'm ready. Ready.
Ooh, I am so excited to get into it. But if you'd like to join us in World, we are in Spatial at the Metaverse Monday studio by Propagation.house. Shout out to Blockstone for building this beautiful studio for us here in Spatial. And then we are also in Decentraland at the bar at the MRT. Thank you so much, MRT, for hosting us in this amazing space. Thank you. Shout out to Vita TV for helping make that connection. So if you'd like to hop in, I'm posting in the comments if you wanted to join us there. Let's get a quick round of introductions into some of our amazing speakers today because we have so many. And I really want to jump into the conversation and start playing around with talking about how we can create these VRMs because I feel like it's going to be a really interesting conversation and something that we could all learn from. So let's go. Who should we go? Who should go first? I'll let you pick.
I know Rustan's time is short today, and he might be the goatiest of the goatiest. Also, just today dropped something pretty amazing in the VRM topic. Rustan, how you doing, my brother?
Hey! Thanks for having me, Make. Hi, XCC. Today Miguel Amargo dropped VRMs of BitBeast, fully optimized, and so he's starting to make some for the kid called Beast family, which is pretty awesome.
Ooh.
My meta bit beastie. I hear something with your name on it, family.
Yeah, so I was helping him pump that up all day today with the beast space that was happening earlier. But I still managed to get some work out of the way and pop in here to hang out with you guys.
Oh, thank you so much, Rustan. Yes, your big, beautiful brain is always welcome. We love your thoughts. So yes, welcome, welcome. We're so happy to have you. I do want to pass the mic over to the one, the only CK Bubbles. They are an incredible human being that I personally adore. Not fangirling, just saying it's facts. And if you would like to introduce yourself, CK.
Oh, I'm definitely a fangirl of yours. Hi, Cece. Hi, Meg. Hey, Quan. Hey, everybody here. Happy to join y'all. I am one of the Metaverse 3 with Cece, but also a nail artist, a creative director, and someone who's just kind of begun exploring with creating VRMs. So my perspective will definitely be from more of a novice side of it, but sharing what I know and what I've learned so far. So yeah, I hope to get deeper into that throughout this conversation.
This is so exciting because I am super beginner to, this is something I've been very curious about. And when I'm curious about something, I want to learn about it and I want to share it. So 1 second.
Welcome to having our kids home on this
My
lovely.
son thought it would be a good idea
Yeah.
to turn the vacuum cleaner on right now. I almost lost it. Okay. Anyways, let's pass the mic over to somebody who's not with children, hopefully. Talk Sam, if you'd like to introduce yourself. This is my first time meeting you in space. I'm really excited. Sinks said that you had a lot of information to share with us today. So please introduce yourself to our friends.
Hey, what's up? Hope you can hear me right. No, definitely I'm not with kids. I'm alone in the office right now, making some VRMs actually. And I mean, my name is Toxam. I'm the founder and CEO of Polygon Online and also Vibe, which is a platform for people for selling and minting VRMs. During this week, we will be allowing people to do open minting with me at VRMs in different chains like Ethereum, Polygon, Arbitrum, and pretty much everything that is based on Ethereum. And I think I made thousands of avatars and BRMs at this point. I've been making avatars since 2017, and I'm happy to help anybody with anything that has to do with BRMs, basically.
Ooh, that is so exciting. We are definitely going to be picking your brain today. I do want to introduce everybody to Josh Garrett, one of our amazing spatial creators, developers. And I personally think he is an asset magician. But Josh, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me up. Much like CK, I'm as far as building the VRMs, I'm pretty much a beginner, but I'm looking forward to hearing what everybody has to say. I have built the kid called Beast VRM based on I forget who did the videos, but they were really great videos. Some couple
Those were
months ago.
also Rustan right next to you,
Okay,
Josh.
okay. Okay, yeah, because that was for his party at his pad, I think. So, yeah, that was really rad, and I definitely recommend those videos for, getting set up with your VRM and optimizing it. It was really good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And just as a side note, so on our live stream today, I'm actually using one of the Polygonal Mind sort of products. It's called avatar.webcam. It's super cool. All I had to do was grab the VRM file of my Vibe and upload it. And I'm just using it as a guest. I didn't sign in and make a fancy account or anything, but I'm using it as a guest and it's working really beautifully. My hands are moving, and if I were doing it properly, probably my mouth would be talking to you as well, but I think I'm on mute. But it's super cool and it's really fun and super easy to use. So I will pin the website in the comments below if you want to play around with it. Feel free to play around with it, and if you want to join the broadcast today, you're more than welcome to. All right, so we've done our introductions. Did I forget anybody? What do you think, Meg? We good? I think we are.
I'm gonna give out some quick ones. We got Mariana in the building, and if you don't know, that is one heck of a virtual table tennis player. We got Sinful Mew 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 Mew, my friend. Brandon's in the building, another VRM Vibe creator. Vojo in the building, absolute collector. Altered Minds is in the building. My homie IRL Events and his beautiful wife. We hung out in Miami and twisted up a good time. And last, I just wanted to say, Josh Garrett, the event that we did for the Kid Called Beast community, which Rustan graciously built those VRMs. We also had that was being run at One Existence's parcel in Hyperfi. We also have a very, very special guest. We got Beat in the building. Incredibly wonderful human, always bringing the good vibes. So I think we covered just about everybody. Mr. Sanson, I see you, Playboy. Hung out with you in Miami too. Let's get this party rocking.
Awesome, awesome. Last shout out, we want to say big, big love and thank you to our broadcast partner, Biometa of Beta TV, the Verse's one and only cable box. Tap in and watch the Verse in real time. All righty, let's do it. And this is just a list of questions for our experts on the panel and our learners on the panel like myself. And I kind of want to just open the conversation up, and I really want to follow our interest today. So I have some guiding questions, but we really can go wherever we want with this conversation because I feel like this is a topic that could probably use 100, podcasts or 100 spaces, but we're kind of trying to cover, the basics today and maybe get into something a little more creative. So anybody, I open the floor. Could we recap and explain the basics of VRM creation for our listeners who may be really new to the concept? And I open it up to whoever is willing to share.
Hey, Quan, how about you party start? Everybody was jumping right in. Let's hear from the bigger Vibe family.
I was about to unclick my mic, but I'm glad you said something, Meg. Yeah, just like Hi CC, I'm not necessarily a VRM creator, but I am very, very interested in it. So, through my research, kind of what I've found is, VRMs are the evolution of the GLTF file. So it's a GLTF 2.0 file, and basically to summarize that, it's how your avatars and um, how they interact with an environment, right? GLTF was kind of an original file that basically was too cumbersome for developers, from my understanding, right? And so VRM was created to kind of mitigate those issues with interoperability. And so basically, a VRM stands for virtual reality model. And so all of this stuff is based off of virtual reality. I mean, a great resource is literally like VRM. I think it's called VRM.com. Um, and it shows you kind of everything having to do with VRMs. It's a really great resource. Also, the Vibe.io website has really good resources to learn more about VRMs. And so, yeah, it's basically a file type that is easy to use and easy to edit.
And anybody want to add? Anybody want to share a little
Yeah,
bit more?
I
Go for
mean,
it.
to give some context or more context on top of this, it is based on the GLTF file. It was a group of Japanese companies that back in 2008-17, they decided that they were all of them going to be building different platforms for the metaverse and also for streaming content and doing B2B. And they decided to come together to find out how to make avatars that can go from one platform to another. So they won't be doing different file formats from each other, right? So the whole BRN concept comes from gathering a few companies together and deciding that they wanted to have just one avatar file that can go from one place to another. So, giving some more context on the avatar on the BRMs, the magic of the VRM is that it has a unique skeleton that can work between different platforms. So you can easily add animations to it and work from all of them. You also have different blend shapes, which are the facial expressions that when you are talking. They also have like a basic list of facial expression that all of them can have as a basic. And probably one of the most unrated, but probably the most important of all of them is is the licensing of it. The VRM file format uh, has something that probably no other file format that I've seen has, which is the licensings. You can choose what kind of license do you want for your avatar. It can be open source, it can be distribution prohibited, it can be, you can also tag if you want your avatar to be performed by other people, if you want it to be used in violence acts or in sexual performance, or many different options that at least it probably is not enough. And we've seen that the VRM community and consortium is developing more and more options for new VRM file formats. But at least it has that, because it's very important, because at the end of the day, the VRM file format for many people is becoming an IP and virtual identity for them. So having at least that option and being able to track it, it's probably, again, one of the most underrated features of it, but probably is one of the most important of them all, right? So the great thing is that this is a collaboration file format that has been growing from 2017, and now we are in 2024, and it's still growing, and then it's still developing, and finally people is still catching up, and it's helping everybody to make avatars that can be used in many different platforms.
Thank you. Very thorough answer. I kind of am interested about the journey to finding one's digital identity, and I think I would like to ask CK this question. I feel like they have created an incredible digital existence, but also remaining, honoring their, I guess you could say their flesh avatar. I don't know what to say, but I was curious, what was that journey like for you, finding your digital identity? And then now that there's this opportunity to take that and bring it with you wherever you go, hopefully soon, how does it affect you?
Well, I'd say like when it comes to digital identity, my first taste at it, besides like video games for sure, was like MySpace. Although that's not avatar based, but just the idea of what that was and how we could kind of like customize something on the internet to show who we are and like more of like what we're going through is really like seated in who I am when I come into digital spaces. So as I started to get into the metaverse and outfitting my avatars with wearables and then making nail art for your avatars, I was like, okay, this is, an extension of me and a way that allows myself to push myself in person. So, who I am on an avatar in 3D reflects a lot of who I am on the outside as a physical form. And those two people feed off of each other, like creatively, aesthetically. Like I try to push things as much as I can in digital spaces so I can see what's possible. And then I see if I can recreate that in person and, vice versa. And then getting into VRMs, that's really where things have started to unlock, jumping into the Vibe community and finding my Vibe hero that has red hair, that looks kind of like me, and something that I would dress in, that I can customize and put my nails on. It makes me feel more me when I'm in a space. So, I'm hugely thankful for finding communities and spaces and people doing things like the project that is Vibe Heroes and creating these VRMs that are, your owned asset that you can do whatever you want with, which, I'm sure you'll ask a question a little later about it and I'll get into it. But, being able to take a VRM that exists and customize it and change it to be your own, and then that's your own and nobody else owns that, and you can even resell that, is really cool to me. And it allows you to see ways in which we don't even get to do that for our physical selves, but now we can digitally. I don't know. I hope that answered your question.
Ah, CK, you're so perfect in my heart and in my eyes, because that was a perfect lead in to the next sort of questions I wanted to ask. So I think everybody's going to have some different answers. And this is what I'm loving about this, potential conversation is the next question was, what tools or platforms do you recommend for creating a VRM? And I want you to think in 3 different sort of buckets. I want you to think in like, what would you recommend to a beginner like high CC, like the easy plug and play options, which I know like of one, but yeah, something that I can easily do because I don't know how to use Blender or Unity or other tools that more advanced builders would be using. I wouldn't be considered a builder. I'd be used like just a fancy user. And then I want you to think of second bucket, sort of like a mid-level, like CK was discussing, sort of like you buy something, you receive something, and then you can do light alterations or upgrades yourself, and then you have this new creation. And then of course, for the pros, for our talk, Sam, what do you need? What tools or platforms do you recommend for building from complete scratch? So those are the 3 buckets I kind of want us to dive into today. And anybody want to go first, or I can just call on a beautiful
I'm
victim.
gonna jump right in. First of all, I'm gonna say also hello to my hazmat brother, Chat Beam. Let's LFG, my friend. We got Knessa in the building, one of my fan faves. DJ Vape, who's always getting crazy with the Utes and the kid called Beast family. I love to see all the unification. So, see, I'm gonna jump in a couple ways right there before everybody just starts tearing this apart. So, one. And I don't know where that lays, but Rustan did an incredible job, at least for the Beast, on trying to show people how to cut away their basic frames and go through the steps to optimizing a VRM for Hyperfi. I think that's what Josh Garrett was earlier talking about. It also allowed Josh to take my a kid called Beast and then bring it into spatial. There was a little time between the two, and I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg, but it all did grow together. Essentially, if you have one of these T-post assets, and this might be at a high level, right, you can start bringing them then in and start and I'll let Rustan kind of clarify, but you can start cutting away and shrinking down the polygons until you can get into an optimized state. That takes place in Blender. There are a few different steps. There are tools, including like a VRM exporter, which is a download for Blender, but also if you're in Decentraland, one of the coolest things that you could do if you decide, hey, I'm loving the way my avatar works, and I hope a little later we could show people, you can actually go into your backpack in Decentraland and go to export VRM, and you can literally walk out, save that VRM, then bring it into either Hyperfi, you could bring it into Monaverse, you could bring it into OnCyber. Spatial does not let you currently use the VRM codecs, but that's a very quick way. And since we have some great Decentraland people in here, what a beautiful way to start, CC.
And make on that, I'll kind of come in and talk a little bit more about that too. Um, kind of like I said earlier, I'm not a huge like creator, right? I'm not a big VRM creator or anything like that, but I do enjoy the technology. And just like you said, it does allow for interoperability and people to export their avatars into different platforms. But from a from somebody who doesn't necessarily make VRMs and who wants to, there are a plethora of apps out there that are available where you can create your own avatar, export it, and then from there import it into different platforms. One that I'm familiar with is Vroid Hub. That's an avatar creation platform. um, it allows you to export your VRM. You can customize it and things of that nature. But another one, if you want to go, that's more Web 2. Web 3, I would always recommend Vibe, right? Just like CK, hi CK. Just like CK, um, I kind of found my digital identity, or am finding my digital identity through the Vibe.io community. You guys see me with my 534 all the time, OX1, and I love it. It kind of personifies a lot of who I am, with the crown, with the, of course, the person of color, right, which is really awesome, the earrings and stuff, and just having the accessibility to customize that avatar, using Blender or whatever, what have you, does give me a lot of, I say, not responsibility, but more so like, pride in my digital identity, right? I'm able to fully express myself utilizing these assets. But Hyper is another app that you can use, not Hyperfy. It's called Hyper. You can download it on iOS. And basically, what it does is it's the same thing as Vroid Hub. It allows you to create your digital identity. From there, you can't export it yet, but there is a web client that will be available where you can do that, right? And then there is one more. I'm gonna go back to the Byte platform, but I think we'll let either Sinks or Talks talk about it, because they do have a feature on their platform coming soon, which will allow you to create your own avatar. So I will hand it off if they want to speak about it.
Juan, we are going to go to them right away. I just want to chime in and say, last night, doing my set, that's going to happen Tuesday with the fam, opening up for our one and only DJ Tracks Tuesday night, 3 p.m. PST. Straight chill, baby. Metaverse Monday will be hosting in Spatial, but I got to use my VRM last night. That's why I'm not using my VRM today, because the way I have it set up is completely built for that DJ set. One thing to note just with some of these things, there are different ways to use them. As a Mac user, generally speaking, I have to route my phone first to the computer and then go through. So that's something I'd love to also open up as we talk about this. Sometimes Macs, they just need to catch up with that open source tech.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right. So Sync talks, if maybe you wanted to talk more on the topic that Quan was talking
Sure.
about, feel free.
Sure. I mean, for totally beginners, if somebody wants to do a BRM today, like if you have no idea how to do any 3D modeling, definitely go to Vroid Hub. There is a tool called Vroid Studio where you can pretty much create an avatar without any kind of 3D avatar modeling experience whatsoever. And it's pretty easy to use. You will have different options, and at the end of the whole experience, you can export a VRM and definitely use it as you want. It's pretty easy to use. On Vibe, we're developing a tool that will allow you to do like an avatar creator, but it's definitely not fully ready yet. It's still a lot of work to do. If you are medium, definitely get a VRM and start modifying it in Blender or any 3ds software. And for somebody like me, which is I've been making avatars for a long time, I will say what is my workflow, but definitely you don't have to follow it through if you want to. I usually start with ZBrush, and then I do my base mesh, and then I do the topology on top of it. Then I take it to Maya, and in Maya I do all the topology and UV setups, and then I take that to Substance Painter when I do my texturing, maybe do some photoshopping, and once you have it all, you have an FEX, and then you take it to Mixamo, which is allow you to do pretty easy or fairly easy rigging. Then you take that rigging back to Maya, fix it up, and then you take that FVX file. And if you want to do blend shapes, for example, I export that out and take it back to ZBrush, where I can do blend shapes pretty easy. And then I take that back to Maya, and then that FVX I export it to Unity, and I create my VRN into Unity. So that is definitely the pro option. Not, I'm 100% sure that nobody is going to be doing all this turnarounds, but for me it's pretty easy. I can create an avatar in a couple of days, starting from scratch, using that workflow. Once you get very used to it, it's actually pretty easy. But if you don't know all these softwares, probably doing any 3D software that you can use works. And if you are not very familiar with Unity, you can definitely use Blender and its VRM add-on that you can easily download and install.
Did anybody take notes? I think that was what, 17 steps?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of steps.
Oh my gosh. So
Okay.
just to recap, I'm because you fascinate me. Your nerd is next level. So you use first, you're talking about you said you start with Maya?
No, I started with
No,
ZBrush because
ZBrush, ZBrush.
yeah,
Okay,
it,
okay.
it allows me to do like concept art directly in 3D, and it's like playing with clay. And once you get very used to it, it's actually faster than doing 2D
Yeah.
concept.
I have an old school artist friend who rocks ZBrush, and he absolutely loves it. Okay, so you got ZBrush, you said Blender, you said Photoshop, you said the platform Mixamo to help with rigging. What other programs? That's 4 programs
I
or
mean, at the end of the
platforms.
day, it's just 4 or 5 programs. It's like ZBrush, Maya,
Maya, that's right.
Mixamo, Substance
Mixamo,
Painter, or Substance Paint, or
Photoshop, and then like
Photoshop,
Blender.
and then Blender or Unity. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. So that's just a taste of what you need to build from pretty much scratch. So, oh, Meg, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, that is the apex, and I just wanted to remind you guys, especially from some of you new people who are like, okay, what the heck? We're talking about VRMs. We're talking about exporting or creating your digital avatar, and there are a bunch of ways to do it, right? There are these super high level ways, and there are these quick ways, Web 2 ways, Web 3 ways. I was hoping, CC, maybe we could get you on stream showing one of the easiest ways to export a VRM in one of our home worlds. And definitely a lot of people in the building are definitely from Decentraland. So I was wondering if we could take the easy route. Like if you've been in Decentraland, you've dripped out your wearable, can we show the good people how easy it is to export a VRM, family?
Definitely. Let me check in with my producer. Hey, Biometa.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody?
Vita TV.
Biometa. Oh, yeah. Quick question for you. Can I share my screen on Restream?
Of course, just hit the restream button and bring it up. You know you the boss.
Okay. All right, I'm doing it.
Okay, if you all, Bio, can you let them know where we're currently streaming? If you guys would like to take a watch right now, we are going to show you just how easy it is in Decentraland to export your VRM so you could go to a party in another metaverse as your digital property and as yourself.
Just to tap in there and give High CC a quick help real quick here, guys. You can tune in to the stream. Currently, we're live on every platform you can think of from any of the 3 individuals on the top, which would be Maker NFT, High CC, and of course your own Biometa. You can check any of our Twitter pages pinned above in the room. All 3 accounts, I pinned all of our live feeds, so pick whichever one you want. Retweet the space if you can, guys. I would appreciate that as well. And if you want to tune in on Kick, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, I mean, the list goes on. We're on over 25 platforms. Just search for VTA TV, ETH, and you will see us and you can tune in. But tune into the top, guys. We're about to show you how to download those VRMs right now. I just expanded the Restream screen dedicated to Decentraland. So right now we will show you guys, if you just tap that pinned tweet above one more time, come on. I want to wait for everybody to make sure we all tuned in. Just because we're on Twitter doesn't mean we can't watch live broadcast. So tap that on the top one time. It will open up a preview of the live stream. You will see my broadcast in Decentraland, and I will show you step by step real quick how to download a VRM. So real quick,
So,
I want
oh
to
yeah,
pass it to
you
High
go.
CC. No, I want to pass it back to High to you. So in case you have any words you want to share out, I can
Yeah.
then show everybody else right after that.
Yeah, as you're doing it. So I did notice a little hitch in the giddy up, and I think this is totally fixable. But I think it'll involve a conversation with one of our speakers today. So when I create a VRM in Decentraland by hitting that cute little button, if I'm wearing anything with, is it called bloom? Correct me if I'm wrong. Anything that like kind of gives off this like neon glow
Yep, that is
situation.
correct. That is
Okay,
correct.
thank you. Thank you. So anything that gives off sort of this bloom, if I then take that VRM, because my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to learn, is that this file or this file type, you can really pack a lot in there. I think Josh Garrett was talking about it last week. There's a lot of functionality, and the VRM file that we're getting from Decentraland is I don't want to say basic, but it's your basic building blocks VRMs. Please chime in if that's incorrect. And then when you take this sort of, basic file and you put it into Hyper-V or OnCyber, it doesn't 100% rock correctly. Like I've had it look white, like the color and pigment or the mapping or whatever you call it, just doesn't show up. And so I think that's fixable if you take it into a program like Blender or Unity, I'm assuming, and is it called remapping or skin? I'm not sure. But I would love to, after we do this sort of example, I'd love to start diving into how you tweak, existing sort of files to accommodate the world platform that you are looking to use it in. So anyone want to jump in, correct me, expand on that? Please
I can talk about that a little bit. I forget the actual specifics, but the textures that turn up white are, I can't remember if it was because they're saved as PNG or versus JPEG or vice versa, but that's usually the cause. So I believe optimizing the UV map after you've downloaded the VRM and making it the correct file fixes that. But also, the VRMs that are exported through Decentraland are not fully optimized. Each wearable is like a separate texture map and draw call. So there are steps you have to take to optimize it. And it's been on my to-do list for like 2 months now to create a video on how to do that simply. Basically, you just join all the parts into one full avatar, and then you need to use a plugin called Material Combiner and combine all the materials of all of those wearables into one UV texture, and that would allow you to make it one draw call. Also, like Decentraland avatars are a little bit too large, so I found that scaling it down, I think it was to 90%. I have to double check that. It's been a while since I did that, but I think scaling it down to 90% makes it more of a normal sized avatar in Hyper-V, for example. And then emissions, which you call bloom, those need to be bumped up. On Decentraland, they're way too low. So it's like 0.4, 0.5 emission, and you need to bump that up to like 2 or 3 for it to really glow in Monoverse or Hyper-V.
They're called emissions. Thank you, Rustan. I love learning stuff. I'm so excited. Okay. All right. So, Bio, did you want to show the VRM download and then upload into maybe we could go to Rustan's spot or something like that in OnCyber?
Definitely.
Okay.
I will first show you guys how to download a VRM first of all, and cool things that you could do with it before exporting it into another location. But once again, guys, tap in once above. You can find all the broadcasts from Twitter itself. If you decide to go out of Twitter using the same device that you're on, you will get booted out of the Twitter space. So I recommend if you're in the Twitter space, tap on that pin live stream above to still be with us. But with that being said,
Juan, what's wrong with your eyeballs? Your eyeballs are tweaking out on me, bro.
Yo, word. Oh my God, I've been seeing that for a minute.
Hey, Mike, be my camera. It might be my camera, guys.
It looks like you're
I
having a
love
sugar
it.
rush, bro.
So this is
Yeah.
actually good. This is actually good because what I have is a high def resolution version of my 534, right? And it has like 52 like blend shapes which control my blinking and stuff. So yeah, you guys are probably you guys are probably seeing some crazy stuff. My bad.
I'm loving it. I'm
Hey,
loving it. I'm
I
sorry. I
have
had to
to
call you
correct
out.
DC, just so you know, those black circles under my eyes, that's not part of my VRM. I added that over the
Your
last
flesh
week based on
avatar.
my kids having a rough night. So I just want
Oh
that
my
full
gosh.
disclosure that retouching will be done after the show.
Yeah, in post. We're going to
Hey,
make him
Bio,
look 30 years younger.
let's take a look at what the future is real quick. Shout out my guy, Jamos in the building coming through. I just saw my G Crover inside who went nuts in Decentraland.
Oh, hey,
Absolutely
Crover.
9-hour bender in the True Band Room, bringing in the music to Decentraland. Let's do it, Bio.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And while
Copy,
Bio,
copy.
you're doing it, I want to just point out that my husband is in the audience. His name is James Bueller. I think this is the first show that he's been to. So yeah, go on his timeline and tell him he's a good husband because he's showing me love. So hi, hubby.
Shout out to the hubby in the room. Yes, yes. Happy wife, happy life. He's really, really rolling by that motto. And that is definitely a true fact, just to let you guys know out there. So keep the wife happy and the life will be a lot better. Guarantee you that, guys. But with that being said, let's just get this VRM download, get it started just to get you guys familiarized of how you can do this. There are many ways that you can create VRMs, but one of the most simplest automated ways that you can do it is entering to the Decentraland Metaverse. And again, tune into that stream. You will press the I button on your keyboard to open up your inventory collections backpack. You will then see all your NFTs. You can then create your NFT selections, right? Create your avatars, what NFTs you want to be. Again, you will.
We
I
lost.
ragged out a little bit. Sorry, I had a call. I just ended that. You will then have 5 selections that you can pick from, right? Where these selections could be also VRMs, right? You got 5 customizable um, assets that you created already, and then once you select and equipped the actual outfit that you want to download, you can then click over to the left side. There will be 2 buttons. There's a hanger with a shirt, and that's just your 5 pre-made outfits that you're being shown here on the stream. And then right below that button is a VRM button. That is the most important button that you want to get familiarized with. Depending on what outfit you have attached to your avatar here in Decentraland, you click that VRM button and it automatically downloads it. It'll open up a screen. It will show you your download file directory. Where would you like to save it? In this case, a little alpha here for you guys. I like to save my VRM files inside of my Google Drive. Why? Because Google Drive will allow you to access it anywhere. And not only that, you will also be able to find that file from any computer in case you're not in your home computer. You can always access that file, whether sharing the link or giving yourself access or signing into your own Gmail account from wherever part of the world you're in. That is one way to get that exported. Now, to drop that in to another platform, we will get to that in just a moment. I just want to make sure I get all of you understood first of how to download it, and I will pass the mic back over to Make NFT High CC in case any of you guys do have questions and want you guys to get them answered. So with that being said, yo, Make High CC, the mic's yours, guys. Take over.
So, guys, just to catch up real quick, again, Biometa is in Decentraland. We are currently live at the MRT in the bar, which they've graciously decked out in the Metaverse Monday experience. If you're checking the stream, you'll see us all dancing. So basically, those for people who aren't new to the metaverse or don't hang out often, right now in Decentraland, each different part that you're wearing, i.e. the wings, the halos, the boots, those are all different NFTs that we've collected from different dope-ass wearable designers, such as Lovely17, who made the jacket for me that Cece's wearing, Rustan when I tell you, absolutely, MF, legendary builder who has helped pave the way not only for Decentraland users but also HyperFi users. Some of the beasts that are in the room that have seen me running around as my kid called Beast in Spatial. Well, that basic tech all runs around from this base concept we're dealing with. In Decentraland, since we have all these different assets by these great wearable designers, now what we're doing is we're saying, okay, man, I want to go take this digital IP that I've created and I've collected from my friends, and I want to go run around another metaverse. This is how when guys like, again, the Beast, or some of you, my Ute family, such as my guy Poco down there, Hazmat fam, you guys have seen me be in Spatial. That is largely part due to the work Josh Garrett did with assets. These are the ways we could start using our IP slowly, getting them into the correct formats. You heard earlier Toxic Sam talking about if you've got this high res or you're building a high res export, how you need to downgrade, right? Kind of funny. And get into the correct metaverse you want to be in. So again, right now, Bio is in Decentraland with all these different assets, and he's going to leave Decentraland, and we're going to end up in Ruston's HyperFi.
Perfect, perfect. All right. So while we're getting that done, I kind of want to talk a little bit more to you, Rue, and anybody else on stage about, the optimal ways, well, maybe not optimals, your favorite way to kind of tweak and modify VRMs that are already existing. So say you see a Vipe, you see something that you really like, it's already a VRM file, you take it in, and then what are your next steps besides, do you build new sort of accessories to put on it, or do you grab like accessories that you already have or something that you want to add to it? Like, what does this process look like? I'm asking you to talk about your creative process.
Yeah.
Which I know can be difficult.
Yeah, I've done all of that. I've done creating from scratch. I've done trying different programs. I've done taking assets that I own and customizing them to existing VRMs. And right now I do it all in Blender. I tend to look for the most efficient ways to solve things. I did explore doing jiggle physics in Unity, and it was just too cumbersome for me to continue with. And I have like short-term memory loss from an old motorcycle accident. So some stuff that I learn, I forget like within a week, and then I have to relearn it. So I just like stick to Blender to do it all. And I've found my ways of handling that. And like some things are not as good as Unity and vice versa, but I'm really content with what I have. But I've been recommending for over a year now to anyone, look, whether it's creating wearables or anything, like I think the most valuable thing that anybody could do right now in Web3 is learn how to use Blender, and that will open up so many doors for you. I think otherwise, if you don't want to do that, I think the best possible thing you can do is follow Vipe, pay attention to Vipe, support Vipe, and just participate in their community, basically.
This is not a shill, but it's a shell. We're all Vipe holders. I think pretty much everybody on the stage has a Vipe, and we're bullish on Vipe. So
yeah, Vipe is
I
going to
second
make
that.
it. They're going to make it as easy as possible for just normal, regular.
For me, for Cece, for Cece, and everybody like me.
Before I was aware of Vipe, I was messing around with VRoid Hub. When I first joined HyperFi, I started exploring VRMs for the first time, and I was collecting them all off of VRoid Hub. And Vipe is becoming sort of the Americanized version. Well, I say Americanized because I'm here. They're from Spain, but like the Western version of VRMs. And like VRoid Hub is not optimized. Like a lot of the stuff they have are insanely huge, and so they're not great for like using in Web3 platforms. But Vipe is bringing it to the forefront, and they're showing the world how to make optimized VRMs, and it's really cool what's going on. We're just in the beginning of it.
That's incredible. So I think Biometa is ready to hop into your island in HyperFi.
Oh, let's go to the Kid Called Beast world. There's like a whole bunch of VRMs as NPCs.
Oh, in Beast World?
Yeah, and speaking on that, guys, so
Ooh.
just so you're aware, right now, Vita TV has got us streaming in Spatial, online, in Decentraland, and now we're heading to Roostons and One Existence's Beast Space in HyperFi. We all talk about the possibilities of, metaverse, it's one platform. Yes, they are platform-based experiences, but you could portal hop to whatever party you want to go to. Rustan's got portals. CC has portals in Spatial to at least 4 or 5 metaverse in from her one parcel. These things are starting to connect together. It's extremely important. And with that, we're going to jump to the wonderful place that Rustam built for all beats and graciously donated by One Existence to keep the family moving together. So Bio, can you also put the link up maybe in the chat, because I want to go dance with
I just
my
put it in the
beast.
chat and at the top of the screen.
For sure. Oh, there you go. Rustam beat me
Awesome.
right to
Yeah,
it.
I'm
Thank you, Ru.
jumping to your island. So I'm going to take a little side detour. I'll be there shortly.
I just shared it across the platform and I also dropped it into our Discord, CC and Make. I'm also bringing it up to the stream now. So if anybody wants to tune in, again, hit that pinned tweet above or tune in on any social platform of your choice.
Absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Bio. Side note, if you are into live streaming, if you're into VTubing, and you want to get into the metaverse scene and be seen, haha, I'm funny. Definitely hit up Vita TV. He's an incredible producer. He takes so much off of my mind so I can really be present and enjoy these conversations. I can't recommend Vita TV and Biometa enough. So, and I say that from my little heart of hearts. So I am loading into HyperFi right now. I love, Rue, you said this earlier, jiggle physics on the dress. But first I want y'all to see my VRM from Decentraland that's not 100% optimized, but it looks
Yeah, at this
good,
build,
so
I have a
I will
few
wait.
NPCs right out front to the left. There's a male and a female that you can try on. The female has the jiggle physics that CC's talking about. And I also just put Miguel Amargo's Bit Beast VRM that he made for me as an NPC, and I'm also rocking it. But it's really cool to see. It's unbelievably perfectly optimized, level 5 optimization, perfect across the board. It's ready for everything, basically. And so if you hold a beast and you want to get one, you better reach out to Miguel before he gets all backed up.
It's kind of cute. I'm not going to lie. I'm on the vibes for sure. It's adorbs.
Jump in there real quick and say, so I hear a lot of beasts asking me, well, how the heck are you running around at these parties as your beast? Well, Josh Garrett on the spatial side put in a ton of work to make that happen, to get in and get ported in through Unity through my own account. So Josh not only had to help me climb through the fence of Unity to jump into Spatial, and then Rustan did these amazing videos for all the Kid Called Beast that if you're just patient and you take your time, you could run around in HyperFi. But then, so here's an made, because I hear this over and over again from a lot of people who are like a Kid Called Beast, or they're curious about my Ute now running around Spatial. Well, you have to really reduce the polygons. Like what these VRM level 5 experiences are they're mobile optimized, they're web optimized. They're not these super high def things so that everybody can enjoy them. So no matter where you go in the world, no matter if you're on 5G, 3G, or Wi-Fi, we can all have these shared experiences. We also talked last week about VR chat and the exact opposite. These people in VR chat, which by the way, 3 million plus people were in VR chat for New Year's. That's a few more people who are running around Web3 Twitter, right? Which is not even a Web3 VR platform. Those 3 million people, they were using VRMs to the highest capacity with PCVR. That means your VR headset is connected to a very fast gaming machine. And these are actually done through Steam. And there you could touch people's hair, as Josh talked about last week, and they're super high def. These are the amazing capabilities and functions from the lowest bandwidth to the most expensive experience you can have online.
And that brings me to another question. And I believe this answer is going to be based on, you know, the builder or the artist's personal preferences. But I am really curious, and anybody can answer this, is like, how important is like reality to you in your digital identity or while you're building? Like, are you one that enjoys sort of like pixelated, you know, avatars, or are you trying to get as real as humanly possible in order to, you know, really trick the mind into feeling like you're actually there? So, yeah, Quan, go for it.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a really good question, Cece, because a lot of the times we do get enamored by how cool everything looks, and we're in these new digital spaces that we can kind of like forget who we are, or start to take on like a certain persona, if you will, right? So, I mean, throughout my journey, I've always tried to keep it as real as possible with my avatars, with how I present myself. And especially recently, when I've been exploring different metaverses outside of Web3, I find that it's a lot more catered towards genuine experiences rather than these like fake kind of impersonal experiences, right? The thing with sort of like Web 2 software and Web 2 platforms, like VR chat and stuff that allows you to have, facial expressions and full body, experiences, is that you're right there, you're present, you're in their face, right? And so really for the people who do have those big setups, it does boil down to how real you are, right? Because you do have body tracking. So you can pick up on body language and facial expressions and stuff like that. So I think it's really, really as we evolve and keep exploring into the metaverse and into these other spaces, it is important to keep in mind that eventually the technology is going to get so good and so accessible that we'll all be able to have these like real type of experiences and stuff. And I see we got some hands up. So I think Josh came up first, but you guys, whoever it was.
No, I'd love to hear you're dead on. Josh, and also Bio, if you could come to the front so we could show off some of the drip Rustan's created up the front. We got Bit Beast here. We've got regular Beast here. We've got your avatar here. Let's talk about it. But Josh, you go first, my brother.
Yeah, I really, really agree with what Juan's saying. I think it really depends on the person and also, the experience. Somebody that might like one or the other might like the experience and the ability to just step into something that's totally not like you or something that is totally like you. And I think we're hitting the point that this exponential curve where we're reaching what's been known as sort of the uncanny valley, and we've heard of that with robotics and stuff. And so as we reach this, there's a huge group, maybe more than half of the people in VR chat think that realism is creepy as hell. But I think there's this huge segment of people that we'll see it with Meta. Meta has very photorealistic avatars coming. And many more will be seen. And I think there's a huge segment of people who haven't yet seen that will start to gravitate more towards, and especially if you're dealing with like a mixed reality situation, and you want your friend to be in your front room, maybe that's a situation where you'd prefer to have them a little bit more realistic, or how they really are. But it's coming, whether people like it or not. And like I said, a lot of people are going to think it's pretty creepy, but the aspect of presence, which is really this thing about the metaverse that's going to be so powerful, and is going to greatly increase with the realism, in my opinion.
I love that. Talk, Sam, please share your thoughts.
Sure. I will actually go to the other way around. Thanks for how to say. I don't like hyperrealism. I find it like eventually gets very boring, and I can agree that the technology is allowing us to be more expressive, and there is options, and there is, all these headsets that you can use with high-end computers, and but for those you need to use also a lot of money to buy those, and also a lot of time to set them up. And if you have the time and you want to do it, that's fine, but probably most of the people who is going to be around you is not going to be able to see your avatar or experience the same things you are going to be saying. So at the end of the day, it's like just high end for high end people, and for me, hasn't really worked that way. Probably the most famous avatar that I ever made is a banana with sunglasses that has more less than 1,000 triangles, and most of the avatars that I make have probably less than 10,000 avatars easy. And thanks to that, a lot of people can use them. They can use them on Quest, they can use them on mobile phones, they can use them on web, they can use it whatever they want. And if you go to Hyperfy, they will get like 5 grading. And this way, I can spread my creations with more and more people around the world, and they can use them. Obviously, they are not resembling people. They are not resembling humans, but at the end of the day, you can be a banana, you can be a hot dog, you can be a mushroom, you can be whatever you want on the metaverse. So you don't need to have like a high end resolution. And also, I found that kids love blocky stuff, and kids really love our avatars because they look fancy, they look sleek in a way, and they are not realism. So that's another approach. And what we are seeing, for example, in people with Roblox avatars, is that people in Roblox are rejecting hyper realistic avatars, and they are embracing like the blockiness, and also with Minecraft, right? So I there is a market for everything, of course, but if you want as a creator probably have a lot of avatars being used by many people, you will have to be not thinking of hyper realism, because that's something that is not approachable for everybody.
Biometa.
Yeah. Thank you again, making high CC. For those that were tuned in and got to see how you were able to transport and upload that VRM that we did download from Decentraland, I actually showed that on the stream within Hyperfine Metaverse, currently at a kid called Beast Place. Shout out to One Existence and my homie Rustan for making such an amazing place and promoting the kid called Beast, not only across the worlds, but also within Decentraland. So many more names out here, but also want to tap in and say CK Bubbles just came by, drove that amazing car in Hyperfy, and scooped somebody up and peeled off down the block. Now that was pretty cool. That
Well,
was
I
fun.
wasn't driving. I
Oh,
just was
somebody
the
was driving.
passenger. Rustam was driving. I'll say that.
I've
Rustam
gotten
came
in
up
trouble in that
nice.
pink Cadillac. I avoid
I
it
have
now because
definitely got in trouble in that pink Cadillac with you, my meta bestie.
That was pretty cool to see that. So shout out to Rustam for bringing that to the stream and showing us that there are vehicles and you can drive them. That's pretty cool. Another thing is as simple as I showed you guys. Just click on. There's a setting on the Hyperfy UI screen itself. There's 3 buttons, a microphone button. If I'm not mistaken, that should be a backpack button where you can hold certain assets within Hyperfy. Then you see a nice human figure icon. Click on that human figure icon, and I will open up my screen full screen now for those that want to see and follow this step by step with me real quick. I promise you it's just 30 seconds. It's nothing that no one can figure out. I swear to you. Click on that small man icon or humanoid icon. you will see two options. You will see the Vibe option, and then you will see a upload VRM option. And right below that, there will be a MetaMask and Wallet Connect, where you can also connect additional other wallets in case you have assets that are not being read at the current moment. Simply just click on the upload VRM. And from that same download file directory location that you saved the first download VRM from Decentraland, in this case, I recommend you guys making a folder, put it somewhere on your desktop or something, label it as VRMs or Decentraland VRMs. This way you understand what VRM is that from, because each one has different makes and allows certain different functions depending on the platform. Because remember, each platform has its own T-poles and has its own requirements due to the triangle limitations across these platforms. So just keep that in mind, guys. And thank you again for tuning in. If you have any questions, this is being recorded and broadcast. We will upload the link to replay this across all social media platforms, including a downloadable link to the Vita TV Media Hub, where you can also download that and do whatever you please with the broadcast.
So what's really cool here, folks, and I heard that deep breath, so she is ready to attack, folks, but I jumped her. Right now, if you're in Hyperfy, you can see myself as a beast that he created. We've got a Bit Beast in here running around. We've got OX Quan running around as a Vipe. I just saw somebody drive by in a Cadillac. We got Wilson in the building dressed as himself, I believe, a very handsome devil, which I hear he's got some alpha for us as well, thanks to One Existence. We are starting to blend what's possible here, taking ourselves and going where we want to go. This is how we expand IP in Web3 and beyond, and really take our personal identities to the next level.
I absolutely agree. I couldn't have said it better myself. That's why you are my meta bestie and other half in Web3. Okay, so Wilson, if you are able to come up and chat with us, we would love to welcome you to the stage. Wilson is our friend from Somnium Space, a developer, an artist. I love the way that Wilson put their profile: VR gamer, graphic designer, AR, XR, MR, VR. And I absolutely would love to chat with you about maybe some of your tips and tricks and what you're doing with VRMs. That would be super cool. But if not, maybe we can snag you for the next show. A wealth of knowledge for sure. I do realize that we are a little bit past our hour mark. My apologies to everyone. I want to respect your time, but I do want to give everybody on stage an opportunity to maybe do a safety round. Let us know if there's anything you wanted to add to the VRM conversation. If there's anything coming up this week that we need to tap into that you want to share with us, like you've got an event going on. I know tomorrow Make's got something going on that we should definitely all tap into. But if you've got anything that you're working on, a project that's going to be launching soon, I hear that's going to be happening for some of you. Please take this time to talk about it, and then give us your closing thoughts, and we could probably work our way out of this space so we can all enjoy our day. So I would like to start, Quan, if you guys are okay. I'd like to start with Talk Sam and then go from there.
Hey, sure. First of all, thank you for having us, and I'm happy to see that these kind of spaces are going on. We've been working with the VRMs with probably 5 years now, and in the beginning nobody paid attention to anything related to VRMs, and now it's finally taking over. One of the things that we're working on, as you know, on Vibe, we are going to be releasing this week the tool for allowing you to do open minting. So that tool is going to be available for anybody. I know I said before, but it's going to be for Ethereum, Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, and pretty much any top-notch layer 2 that you can find on Ethereum. And also we have the 100 avatars going on. If you want to take an avatar for 10 Matic, for there is a new one every day, so it's an open minting that we did on our end. And I'm also working on my own avatar, so maybe I release it this week. I don't know. That will depend on my schedule. But again, thank you all for having us. It's been a pleasure, and I'm happy that people is still and is starting to talk about more about VRMs and how they can be your digital identity through metaverse and through digital spaces. Thank you.
Absolutely an honor to have you with us today, Talk Sam. Feel free to join us the rest of January. We'll be breaking down more topics on VRMs, and hopefully we'll have a party to go to at the end of January. But really appreciate your time today. Let's pass the mic over to Rue. How are you? Anything you want to do for your closing statement? Up the obligatory rug. We had to have one.
I think he's running over to the stage for the family group pic inside the spatial
Oh
type of
yeah,
B
the
spot.
family photo. All right, we'll give Rusan a second. So let's hop over to Sinks. Say hi, and then like, what's up?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Definitely can hear you,
Yeah, we got
crispy.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for the love about our avatars and the platform that we're making and so on. Real quick, this week, on top of the tool that Toxan was talking about the open mint, tomorrow we're releasing our first Fortnite map about and it's taking place in the locations that you guys know for the Vibe Heroes. On Wednesday is not from us, but it's something very cool happening. Nifty Island is launching and they support VRMs, and anything that is on Vibe, it's going to be available in there. And on Thursday, after our weekly Twitter spaces, we have the guys from Hip Tech. They do animations on avatars. So for anybody that makes VRM, that's going to be very, very useful. So they're going to host an event in our Discord where they show us what they've been building about animations for avatars. So definitely don't miss that if you're a VRM creator. That's it for this week.
I love it. So Sinks or Quan, could you please post the Vipe Discord in the nest? So if anybody is interested in furthering their knowledge, getting connected with a kick-ass community, hands down, one of the best, they can join that Discord and expand their mind. Thank you so much for letting us know, Sinks. Rue, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that.
No worries. I was going to get your closing statement, anything going on this week that we should tap into, and then if there's any part of the VRM conversation that you wanted to maybe touch on that you didn't to, the floor is yours.
I don't know. I think I touched on everything I thought of. I don't know. There's always so much going on. It's hard to remember everything. Explore, have fun, create, make VRMs. Check out my new Hyperfi build, hyperfi.io/Rusan, ROUSTAN. It's a single player experience, works on VR. Take your VRM in there, talk to my NPC at the very end, and you have a chance to win one of my body paint NFTs. Thank you.
Ooh, I need one of those. Okay. I know what I'm doing after the show. Okay, perfect. Josh, thank you so much for joining us today, lending your beautiful brain. Is there you wanted to maybe touch on, or if there's anything going on this week, you got any spaces, you've got any launches happening, feel free to share.
Yeah. Of course, thanks for having me, and thanks for doing these spaces. You know, when I started doing spaces last year, I was pretty discouraged by the lack of discussion around actually building stuff. So I'm really thankful that these are going on. I've got a few collaboration projects in the works. I'm not sure if I'll be able to show something off this week, but this week I'm definitely digging into VRMs and VR chat and learning all of the wonderful things we can do there. So yeah, thanks again, and you know, I hope these continue in this manner.
And if you're ever going into VR chat, please hit me up because I need a guide. I love exploring, but it's always feels better exploring with a friend, especially one as knowledgeable as you. Over to CK. CK, any closing thoughts for you today?
Yeah, I just wanted to briefly touch on what I pinned up in the billboard, as I call it, my very first VRM, which I've adapted, like I mentioned, based on a Vibe hero that I got. I've customized it with my own wearables. I've customized the skin on it to be an alien from the world of Lilaca. If you remember, Lilaca is for Fashion Week and Beauty Week and Mesh Art Fair that relate to this nail art AR filter I created that also is a wearable in Decentraland because I like to make nail art in any reality you can experience it. So I wanted to share that. Super easy to do if you have a little bit of Blender knowledge or a little bit of Photoshop knowledge. That's how I edit my textures. And yeah, so, for a beginner VRM creator, that's kind of the easiest way to do it. But in addition to that, I guess unrelated to VRMs necessarily is I've been doing nail art for a drag queen who is on RuPaul's Drag Race, and every Monday at the Dollhouse in Centraland, we do viewings of it at 10 p.m. Eastern. So come watch the episodes with us, and maybe we'll see some of my art in them at some point.
That is actually really, really exciting. And you said Mondays, so that would be like today?
It is, yes, today.
Ooh!
Yeah, the episodes actually air on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern, but we're doing, post-airing episodes on Mondays, 10 p.m. at Dollhouse.
I am down with that. I love it. So after Beyond the NFT, we do RuPaul's. So
Yes.
that's like a full day of excitement. I might have to hop in on that. Thank you so much for being here. My heart loves your heart. So I really appreciate you spending time with us today. Let's go to Quan. Any closing thoughts? Anything we need to touch on or connect with this week?
Episode 2, this has been great. I appreciate you guys having me up on stage as co-host again. It's always a great conversation, always great hanging out with everybody. Appreciate everybody who came on stage as well, like some beautiful, beautiful minds we got here. And let's just continue the conversation. Like let's keep talking about it even outside of these spaces. Let's meet up in different spaces and talk about it as well with other people. Let's just build upon what we've already set in place. So I'm excited for episode 3. And of course, every Thursday I host the Vibe Hypes, where it is just a community of Vibe heroes, anybody else who wants to join, where we talk about the project, we talk about VRMs, we talk about interoperability in the space. And yeah, we love to have you. So yeah, keep building, keep creating, keep being wonderful. And yeah, let's get it.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Make, what have you got for us?
Okay. First of all, thank you, my meta bestie, for running these. Are we on episode 72? Girl, you are just a track star, family. Welcome. OX Quan, thank you for co-hosting this second episode of VRM month. We really appreciate your efforts. We cannot thank our hosts and our guests for coming and diving into multiple metaverse experiences together. I got something big tomorrow, and I really hope you all come tomorrow at 3 p.m. East, 3 p.m. PST, and I'll get that out for everybody. I will be doing a set to open up for our guy DJ Tracks, streamed by Vita TV, hosted in spatial by CC at my crib, so everybody can enjoy. I'm kind of nervous because I'm opening up for the big dog, but I'm gonna give it my all. I hope you guys will enjoy and catch a vibe with me. See, we gonna throw a party, girl.
We do throw some excellent parties, you and me. I'm so excited to jump on with you in Tracks. You guys have been together doing a lot of beautiful things in the metaverse. And so being a small part of this really amazing team of CJ Tracks and Make an NFT is kind of exciting for me. So thank you for including me in that. All right, you guys. Let's wrap this bad boy up so we can go enjoy the rest of our day, touch that grass, have that iced coffee, whatever you need to do. Everyone, thank you so much for joining this 77th episode of Metaverse Monday. We really hope you are enjoying our VRM month topic. If you missed the show, don't worry, boo. We got you. Thanks to Vita TV. The adventure has been streamed live to our YouTube, our Kick, everywhere that Vita TV broadcasts, your one and only cable box in the metaverse. If you'd like to become a sponsor of Metaverse Monday, I would love that. Feel free to reach out to me, Hi CC, or Make an NFT to discuss the cosmic opportunities. All right, and if you want to find out where the party is, hop on over to lighthouse.world and follow Meg, follow me, follow everyone, so you will never be left out of the scene again. Until next week, my loves, I'll see you in the metaverse. Meg, play us out.
Okay, folks, we got Tobias for, and that is all she wrote, folks. My meta bestie. Bye.
Bye.